30,000 years ago, your ancestor knew exactly that it was 3 in the morning. There were no clocks, no moon in the sky that night, and still, their body knew the time down to the minute. How is that possible? The answer isn't hidden in the stars or the sun, it's hidden inside the human body. In 1729, French astronomer Jean-Jacques de Mairan ran a strange experiment. He placed a mimosa plant inside a completely dark cabinet. Mimosa leaves normally open during the day and close at night. De Mairan expected the darkness to stop that. It didn't stop. The leaves kept opening and closing on the same rhythm as before, without a single ray of light. The plant seemed to carry invisible clocks inside itself. Scientists called this a circadian rhythm, from the Latin words circa, around, and dies, day, an internal clock roughly 24 hours long. But plants are one thing. What about people? In 1938, American sleep researcher Nathaniel Kleitman descended into Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. He brought an assistant with him. They spent 32 days there without a single ray of sunlight, no daylight, no clocks on the walls. Their bodies still fell asleep and woke up almost on schedule. The rhythm shifted slightly, to about 24.5 hours instead of 24. But it never disappeared. Isn't that strange? The body remembers time even when the brain sees nothing. The answer turned out to be even deeper than Kleitman suspected. Inside the human brain, there's a tiny structure the size of a grain of rice. It's called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, a cluster of roughly 20,000 neurons hidden right above the point where the optic nerves cross. This structure is the body's master clock. In 1972, neuroscientists Robert Moore and Victor Eichler ran an experiment on rats. They destroyed this tiny nucleus in the animals' brains. The rats instantly lost all sense of rhythm. They ate, slept, and moved completely at random, as if time had stopped existing for them. So time isn't something we see from the outside, it's something that lives inside us. But the most astonishing discovery came later. Scientists found that almost every cell in the body has its own tiny clock. Liver cells, skin cells, even individual heart cells. Each one has its own internal rhythm, synchronized with the master conductor in the brain. In 2017, Jeffrey Hall, Michael Rosbash, and Michael Young won the Nobel Prize specifically for decoding the molecular mechanism of these clocks. They found genes, they named one of them period, that switch on and off on a 24-hour cycle inside every single cell. Picture it. Trillions of tiny clockwork mechanisms are running inside you, and all of them are trying to stay in step. That's exactly why flying across time zones is so exhausting. It's not fatigue from the flight. It's a mismatch between your internal clock and the new time outside. Scientists call it jet lag, but it would be more accurate to call it a fracture inside the body itself. And now the question that should unsettle you. If the body can measure time without any light from outside, what was keeping time for our ancestors long before the first clocks, calendars, and even words existed? The answer is simple and almost frightening. Nothing was keeping time for them. Time was finding them on its own. Inside, deep in the cells, long before humans invented the first sundial, the body was already counting the seconds. Maybe the clock on the wall isn't an invention of time. Maybe it's just an attempt to catch up to what the body always knew.